What up, y'all? What up? I'm coming. Y'all don't even know. Right now, niggas just coming off of a night. Oh, man, I need to get me some rest, but I gotta push this last one out. And then I can sit there and while it's uploading, just sit back and relax and shit. But this last one is gonna be very hard for me. The kid is not young like he used to be. Okay, that's all I got to say on the whole entire matter. I'm coming to y'all with the Designated Survivor. Season 1, episode 2, and it's called Day 1. And I'm reviewing this show, number one, because I like Keith Sutherland. I told y'all that in the last episode. I like him from 24. I like his little action movies that he's in. He's always action packed. And I want to get away from always doing the ratchet videos. I want storylines to where I just can't come in and go character by character. I got to take you from the beginning of the scene to the end of the scene, and then we can have our little what would y'all do or what do y'all think. Um, this series is good, and I'm doing it also because I have some subscribers that sit there and say they were surprised that I was going to actually review this, but they're glad that I am. So I am going to continue this because at least you commented and said, I don't care if you're the only one that's watching it. This one's for you. Okay, there's been a couple of them that said that they like this show. I'm doing it for y'all. Anybody who's new and you're watching this, subscribe, like, dislike. If you dislike, tell me why you dislike it. You want to cuss me out and say, bitch, you don't know what you're doing, then do it. Okay? I might come back and say, bitch, I don't care. Go to another fucking goddamn channel. But at least we having some little interaction, and I'm good with that. So, it starts off with Hannah, who is from y'all. If y'all watched last year, the show Stalker, and y'all just got finished eating, so I'm full. So I'm dead on. As soon as this video's over, going to take me a nappy nap. I got niggeritis like no other business. I got the itis. So anyway, starts off with Hannah from Stalker and Malik Yoba. And y'all know what? I remember back in the day, Malik Yoba pants would have already been down at my ankles. I would have been down on my motherfucking knees and been like, "Where he at? Where he at?" Why do I do this motherfucking goddamn shit? I get so off track so easily. My fault. When it comes to a little digging like a ling. Sometimes my motherfucking bitch get weak and forget about what she talking about. But I'm not talking about I'm talking about day one. Okay. Anyway, Hannah sitting there saying, because they found like this little box, because they going through the debris trying to find out there's still survivors, if they can kind of figure out what set it off, who could be the cause behind this. So the FBI's busy at work, and they got all the people all over the grounds doing whatever they're doing. So Hannah's sitting there saying, well, I don't think this, because this box kind of leads them to a certain group, and Malik Yoba's thing is this is something major that they have gone from, for them to get to Kirkman, which is Kiefer Sutherland. He was number 11 in line, y'all. So many people don't think that he's qualified to even be the president of the United States, because nobody would never expect it would be such a catastrophe that everybody 11 up would be killed. Nobody, or 10 up, would be killed. He's number 11. So they're kind of just thrown off by that. That's the reason why it's going to I'm liking the show, and I know how his character is in 24, and I need to start disassociate that, because I'm ready for him to come out hard like that, because I don't like the fact that he doesn't have confidence in himself right now. He's questioning whether he's capable, or he has the ability to actually be leading the country. And you can't go in here wishy-washy, because right now you got the country's stake in your hands. And if you can't do it, nigga, you need to sit there and resign and let somebody else next in line, whoever it may be. So so anyway, back to the chatter. So, but Hannah's sitting there saying, well, I don't think it's this group because there's no chatter. You know, normally we pick up on some chatter if something was coming down the pipe. We might get it late, but we could still be able to, when we go back and look hindsight 2020, we could be able to see that there was a little bit of chatter. She said, there's something else bigger. This is just probably the beginning. And if we did sit there and think that we're solving this by attacking this particular group and that's not them, and we put our guards down, no, we need it before we start sitting there saying anything solid. We need to sit there and at least put that there could be other possibilities. Well, Malik Yoba's trying to sit there and close this up with a nutshell to make other people just feel more comfortable. But first of all, the colonel, you know, everybody's pushing for somebody to be blamed for this so that we can go guns blazing, blow them all up, and not have any facts that it was them. But that's the thing about Kirkman. He ain't gonna allow any of this shit to happen without some type of proof. So the next morning, so it goes back to the White House, and he's just getting up, getting ready for his day. Sees his family, you know, they sleeping or whatever, and wife gives him that nod, like, go get him, baby. And he goes out, gets himself together, going down the hallway to the West Wing. He don't even know how to get to the West Wing. They got to direct him how to get to the West Wing. So he get there, and you know, people walking around, and they're like chattering or whatever. And now this is the new president, but if nobody, he's walking through, and ain't nobody sitting there recognizing him as being the president. You know, most people will be like, Mr. President, or no, these motherfuckers just talking like he ain't nobody. He just walking down the motherfucking hall and just keeping their business going on, and he's hearing all this like little chatter. I didn't think some of them are sitting there saying things like, he's just hearing the things that the people are saying, and he's it's kind of like fucking with his head. But he go into the office, and every group that there is, all the different committees is up in there trying to get their get issues done. Defense. It was just every group that there was, because it was like a briefing. And everybody trying to talk at the same damn time. And you know, he don't know, that to him, Kirkman, the character Kirkman, when nobody's listening, he doesn't have that voice, the man that's saying, nigga, shut the fuck up. He just goes ahead and he's trying to say, well, wait a minute, let's just do one thing at a time. And everybody's saying what needs to be done first, and everybody's just talking like he ain't even in the room. First of all, if the president comes in the room, you're supposed to give him the respect and be like, let him conduct his meeting. Everybody sitting there talking all over everybody. So he goes to another little room. And his chief of staff, he's not the chief of staff yet, but his character is chief of staff. What's his name? Okay, there's Emily, and there's Alex, and there's Mike. Oh, that's Mike. I forget what his name is. I forget what his name is. The guy who's playing his chief of staff, but there's Emily who was his chief of staff when he was the secretary. And then this new guy, I know I got notes, y'all, so I'm sorry if I'm sitting there kind of, what's his name? What is his name? Chief of staff. He was talking about he wants. Anyway, the two of them come over, and he's sitting there. One guy's trying to become the chief of staff. I think his name is Alex. And I know the girl's name is Emily. Her character's name is Emily. So they find out where he's at, and they go into the conference room. He said, look, we need to get a cabinet together, and I need y'all to get a cabinet together so we can start getting some things done here. And he's like, well, sir, you need to sit there and choose a chief of staff. She said, oh, nigga, no, you ain't going to sit there and try to post for that job already. He said, I ain't made that decision yet, and all this motherfucking bickering back and forth. I don't got time for that. Can y'all put me a cabinet together? They said, yes, sir, we can do that. And he said, before the day, I want to be able to go to the Capitol. And so she's like, sir, you sure you want to do that so soon? And he's like, so then the guy, Alex was sitting there saying, oh, that's a good idea, sir. Go look photo. He said, look, I'm going for respect. I ain't going for no photo ops and all that type of mess. I don't got time for all that mess. And so he go back into the room, and the general talking about, well, we know that there's a certain group or whatever, and we need to have a meeting on this. And so he goes down there, he goes to, I mean, where all the other generals was. He said, well, we're 75% sure, I mean, we're pretty sure that this particular group is behind this, and we need to strike right away, Mr. President. He said, are we absolutely sure? Well, we 75%. He said, 75? He said, look, we ain't doing nothing until we know for sure. We ain't just gonna be jumping out there and go. I mean, and then we might be wrong and do no crazy shit like that. Y'all come to me when y'all get more information. I mean, solid information. So the colonel is trying to sit there and get him replaced. So, well, how much? I mean, how much more evidence do you need? He said, when it's 100% sure. And he walks out the office. So he's starting to get a little bit of backbone. And so I want to talk about Seth. Seth is the one that wrote him his paper last time for his speech when he first, addressed the nation when he became the president, to kind of calm everybody down. And everybody's not calmed down because they don't believe he's qualified to do it. So he still got some more work to do. His backbone got to come a little bit stronger. But Seth is like a Muslim descent. y'all remember Kumar from Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Shit, y'all, and everybody know about that because they was going on that Smoky Smoke ride. Different character here. He walked into, because he lives close by to the White House, and that's some bullshit right there, yo. I live in D.C. You ain't just walking the stroll like, unless you even if you coming from Georgetown. There's no place downtown that you're just gonna be walking from home. You be walking from the bus stop, maybe, but you ain't gonna be walking like he's just coming from his neighborhood going to the work. No, it don't work like that. But anyway, a show is a show is a show, okay? But everything ain't gonna be the way it is. But when you live in the city, then you know how the city is. But he walking and cops pull him over, and they're like, "You got some ID, sir?" And I'm like, ain't this a motherfucking bitch? He ain't doing nothing but walking down the motherfucking goddamn street. He said, I'm going to work. What you doing over this neighborhood? He said, I work at the White House. You got some ID? There's a cop, while the other cop is running his name through. I'm like, ain't this a motherfucking bitch? He still don't think this motherfucker, because he's motherfucking got them a Muslim descent. This race and profiling bullshit has got to stop. It really, honestly, and truly does have to stop, y'all. Just because you black or just because you Muslim don't mean that you a terrorist. Don't mean that you out here shooting or you a gangbanger. This racial, y'all white cops, if y'all can't be cops, if y'all can't sit there and handle and have a level-headed mind that know that everybody is the created equal and that you don't jump out of your skin because you see somebody of a different color, then you don't need to be a cop. When you take on that responsibility, you take that oath to protect and serve, that means everybody. You don't go up to no certain races and treat them differently. You got to stop the profiling. Point blank, period. So it came back that he worked for the White House or whatever. So after Kirkman tells them, don't come to me with no motherfucking bullshit until y'all have 100%, he goes into his office and he says, you know what, Seth, I need to apologize to you. He said, apologize to me for what, sir? He said, I got a phone call this morning. They pulled you over. You were stopped this morning, right? He said, that's just being me. I'm used to this. Seth, you can't even come to a point where you're used to it, baby. There's something wrong with that. And you working at the White House where you can sit there and tell people about that. There's something wrong with that. So he's planning on making this trip to the what's the name. Now there's an issue in Michigan where they are doing an early curfew on all Muslims. Now what type of shit is this? The state is going to sit there and say that there's a curfew on a particular motherfucking race. Does that remind you of the shit that Trump is talking about? That's why I like this show. Because even though we know it's fiction, they putting some real shit into it too. And even though when they wrote this shit, they wasn't even going as far as Trump is going, but his storyline's already been out there for a year that he gonna build this wall and this other motherfucking shit and his immigration policy. And just imagine if the states do this. So Kirkman calls the governor, and the governor talks mad shit to him, like, nigga, you ain't even supposed to be in the position you are. This is my state. I'm in control. I don't listen to you. He said, well, I'm the president. You're not my motherfucking president, is what he said, and hung up the damn phone. Now, that's where the fakery comes in. Because if I'm a president of the United States, and even though you might be able to, you're the governor of that particular state, I know that my federal rule can overrule you and you put you in some motherfucking shit. But he is the HUD secretary. And he lets this motherfucker rough him off like that. So he decides to go to the little site. But even, okay, before then, he's number 11, okay, at the in the survivorship. We're introduced to the character that plays Kimball, who's the second, who is behind him. So I guess she would be like the vice president. He meets with her, they go sit and talk, and he was like, you know, sometimes I don't know if I'm right for this. And she basically told him, and I think there's some shit with her too, because she's Googling him later on in an episode, and I can't really read her, but so far everything, she stands behind him and she's backing him up. She seems like she got his back. But I still don't trust her. I believe somewhere down the line, her and that colonel or something gonna try some slick ass shit. But you know, I might be wrong. This is something new for me too. So so he decides that he's gonna go down to the name, and he asked her if she wouldn't mind going with him. She said, I'd be honored to. So they go down to the site, and you know, he got his Secret Service. You know, he always got that one Secret Service guy that stays by your side every step that you go. And remember, on Scandal was Tom, and now on this one is Mike, Nightman. And Mike is cool. I like Mike. I like his whole character or whatever. He looks out for the president. He's been trained to do his job, and he keeps the president in check. Like, sir, you need this bulletproof vest on, because my job is to protect you. And you get ready to go out here and we don't know what's happening. You're already number 11, so you need to sit there and not be reckless about this shit. Because, you know, you don't. And you know what it reminds me of? Benghazi. That ambassador down there felt like he had so much confidence that the people loved him. He let the security guards go. He had it down to bare minimum security. That situation didn't have to happen if he didn't have that cockiness. He didn't sit there and let people go away for the weekend or whatever, thinking they love me. And look, he ends up dead. Because he decided that he was going to do shit his way, and then cause all these motherfucking problems. If he would have had the protection that he needed to have, they would never have been able to sneak up on us. It was his fault to me that he became a little bit too cocky. But I might be, the whole situation, I don't know all the details, but that's just from what I picked up from it. So he went ahead and put the bulletproof vest on for them to go out of there. But when he gets there, he's like, look, we trying to sit there and portray confidence. Because he took the vest off. He said, sir, you need to put that vest back on. He said, Mike, we supposed to be portraying confidence. How confident does it look if I go out here with a bulletproof vest on? Nigga, how confident gonna look if you get lit up and you dead and we gotta start this whole process all over again? You got to stop thinking, mister. You have this ideology that everything is supposed to be perfect, and you really not qualified to be in this position right now. I'm hoping you're going to step into gear and come into point, because if you're going to keep on being this little wishy-washy president, I'm not going to be able to fuck with you. But I know your character, and I know you're not going to stay this way all the whole season. You got to be molded and to be taught to this thing. I mean, I know when I first moved to DC, it's either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. I had to bump my head a couple of times, but I didn't learn. I was able to be able to hold my own, and I swam like a motherfucker when I was there. He's going to get there. But he's going to have to know who to trust, who not to trust, what to do, the move, and he's going to do it. It can happen. Number 11 can become number 1. I believe that. And I have faith in it. So he gets back to, so anyway, when he's there, the people in Michigan are going ham. They see Muslims on the street, they just sitting there putting them in, them plastic ties, tying them up, beating them, they're beating them like crazy for no reason at all. Kind of like they shooting niggas right now, but they beating these motherfuckers on TV. Things are out of hand. So while he's sitting there on the site and saying, "Thank you everybody for being out here," and trying to uplift everybody, everybody's cell phones going off showing these cops beating these Muslims in Michigan. Not that they just got the curfew, beating them. So somebody sitting there trying to bring their phone to him so he can see what's going on, because he's, he don't have no phone, he don't know nothing, because he's standing up there just speaking with his bullhorn. And so he hearing all this like a real ruckus, but he don't know what it is. So he started rushing. The guy was rushing with him with his phone, and the Secret Service thought it was a gun. They pulled him down and pinned him up, rushed him to the car, and took him back to the White House. Now, this shit is getting out of hand in Michigan. And what you gonna do, Mr. President? What you gonna do? Okay, nobody don't got no time. You being a little wishy-washy on this, and he's trying to figure out. And the colonel sitting there coming up to him, what you gonna do? And he's still talking to Alex, talking about, well, we need to talk more about. He said, what? About getting rid of him, replacing him? He said, well, somebody gotta do something. He ain't qualified. And so who is? Yeah? And he kind of walks off from him. So where he got his backbone was. And the fact is, he had to pull some bluff. Because the governor ain't answering his fucking phone calls. He's trying to get in touch with the governor. The governor is not answering his phone calls. The governor feels like he can do whatever he wants to do. And the governor plays in something else, and I can't remember what it was. Excuse me, y'all. I had to get that. My mouth was dry. So they finally get the governor back on there. He's a governor. We got to have a talk. You got to pull your men off and tell them, stop the treatment that they're doing to these Muslims. Abolish the curfew and let your people know that the Muslims are safe. We are not going to discriminate because of a race or a religion. He said, I'm not going to do that. He said, oh, yes, you are. He said, because he made up this federal law to where he could sit there and come down and arrest his ass. And this thing, if you don't want to do it, I'm going to show you the power that I have. And so he sit there and I'll have pull my men back. And he was like, thank you, sir. He said, sir, this needs to happen within the next. He gave him a time frame too. Ain't no this is going slow roll. You going to do this and you going to do this right now. And you going to go on and you going to let people know this isn't going to happen anymore. So he pulled his card. He should have done that the first time, but he ain't even knowing it. He pulled that little bluff or whatever, but it worked out. They was like, do you want me to sit there and he said, can we really do that? No, we can't do it. I was bluffing. But the bluff worked. And then you see so when he was there, down at the site, Hannah wanted Malik Yoba to sit there and tell him about that there could be other possibilities. Malik didn't say a word. And her and Malik Yoba kind of got into it after he left. He said, if you don't got no facts, I just can't run to them with nothing if I don't have any facts on the whole matter. So if you don't have nothing, then you can get out my face with all that bullshit, because I ain't gonna do it unless I have some facts. I'm not gonna go off it. It might, coulda, shoulda, woulda. He's trying to close this. He's trying to make himself look good. And black folks gonna be black folks. They trying to go up that ladder, and he ain't paying no attention to her. And her whole thing is, let's sit down and we both doing this job. Let's figure this shit out before we go running and having somebody shoot and bomb someplace. So anyway, the episode kind of came together that everybody, it's the end of the day. They done made it through day one. And a lot of emotions have gone through this whole particular day. But that mess that happened in Michigan was probably the biggest thing that disturbed me the most about this episode, because I couldn't believe that governor. And the fact that the governor felt like he was God. That he was the president of the United States, or the president of Michigan. And that he could do whatever he wanted to do, and how he was treating those Muslims there. It was horrible how they was beating them. And what really ticked it off with one of the ones that they had on the news that they was beating, he died. He died. Because our government gave the sanction for him to be beat to death. This got to stop, y'all. It got to stop. So this episode, I don't know where this series is going to go and how it's going to get there. But right now it has me peaked. And I can't wait till next week. And then in the end, he sees Seth. He said, do you need a ride home? I have the car. He said, no, Mr. President, I don't need a ride home. This is my everyday. And he walks, and they're like lighting candles down by the Capitol. And he was going down there, and one of the cops said, did you lose somebody? I said, I know they ain't get ready to fuck with him again. He said, yeah, I lost him. He said, I did. I lost everybody. And the woman handed him a candle. And I'm like, y'all, this series is deep. And I might not give you the details the way I wanted to, because this is the third right back to back that I'm doing. So I'm a little tired. Even though I got notes, I didn't really read them that much. If y'all know that I missed any part, please comment and let me know. If you like it, let me know that you like it. Subscribe if it's the first time you're seeing it. And let's continue to grow, y'all. I like y'all, love y'all, miss y'all. I'll see y'all in a couple of days. Peace out.